Welcome back. So today I just wanted to sit down. I really didn't know where this makeup tutorial was going to lead me. So I just sat down in front of the camera and started to film. I actually had this Poison gel liner from Makeup Geek is kind of what made me want to do this. It's just very, very unique, and I know that the new thing is very on trend to do the whole graphic liner thing. So I just wanted to play around with this and see what I could come up with. I think this is an absolutely beautiful, very unique shade of gel eyeliner. It's a red that you don't really see a whole lot. It's kind of got, I want to call it a see-through red, but I don't know. It's almost like a venom, but it's very pigmented. It's just beautiful. And honestly, it was very, very easy to work with. I was very surprised. I'm not one that does gel liner on a regular basis. I normally use a liquid eyeliner. So I was a little worried about doing this on camera just because I was afraid it was just going to like drag across my lid and I was just going to struggle with the whole thing. But it was actually relatively simple. Very, very easy to work with, like I said, and it's just overall amazing. So I really wanted to incorporate that into today's look. I actually really, really like how this turned out, and I really, really enjoyed making this video, and I hope you like it. And if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep watching. So first things first here, I'm just going to place some scotch tape from the corner of the eye up to the end of the eyebrow, or the tail of the eyebrow, just to give us that crisp line while we're working. I primed my eyelids with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. I find that this does the job just fine. And then I actually topped the primer with this Beaches and Cream from Makeup Geek, just to set that all in place. And you can see I'm placing that from the lid all the way up to the brow bone, like I said, just to prevent creasing. So the next thing I'm going to do here is apply a transition shade, which is Peach Smoothie from Makeup Geek with a MAC 224 brush. And as you can see here, this is just going to lay down a nice wash of color and help our shadows to blend a little better down the road. So I'm just placing this right in the crease, and I'm concentrating it mainly in the crease, not below, slightly above to where it's almost on the brow bone, but not quite. So just back and forth motions for blending. Blend, blend, blend. The next shade we're going in with is this Makeup Geek shadow called Cupcake. And we're taking it on that same MAC 224 brush, and we're just going to lay down this light wash of color. This is a very cool tone pink. It's very complementary to many, many skin tones, but it just kind of sets off the whole look and helps create a nice light wash of this pink, like I've already said. And you can see I'm just blending, 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 just making sure everything looks very seamless and blended. So just work with it. The good thing about these shadows is that they are super buildable and blendable. So I'm just kind of building this color up to the desired intensity, and I'm also dragging it down into the outer V to start giving us some definition. So now to highlight that inner corner, we are going to take this Makeup Geek shadow in Shimma Shimma. It is a very, very highlighted pigmented shade, so it's perfect for the inner corner. And we are going to apply this with the best utensils God gave you, which is your fingers. We're actually going to apply it onto the ring finger and just dab it into the inner corner all over the lower lid, not going above the crease or into the crease at all, just keeping it pretty localized on that lid area. And I'm not taking it out onto the outer corner either, only because we're going to deepen that up later. So I'm just building this color up to the desired intensity. I like a pretty intense inner corner. It's not as intense in this because we are going to add some liner, but I'm just kind of building that up and getting it into that inner corner to make everything look more highlighted. Now I'm just going to go back in with that MAC 224 brush with no additional product and just kind of make sure that that Shimma Shimma didn't get all up into our crease where our cupcake is. So we're just going to make sure that cupcake is still looking pretty defined. And now for one of my absolutely favorite shadows from Makeup Geek is Bitten, which is a really deep, beautiful wine shade. And we're taking that with an E34 from Sigma, a domed utility brush, and we're just deepening that outer V just to give our eye just a little bit more depth and dimension. And don't worry about any harsh lines. It may look a little harsh at first, but we're going to go back in and blend that all out and soften it up so it looks more like one shadow instead of two. So just work with it just to deepen up that outer V. Now going back in with that Bitten shade on a different brush. This is the E25 from Sigma. And this brush is a goat-haired brush, and it's cinched at the base of the brush. So it gives you a little bit more precision when blending. So what I'm going to do is go in with that Bitten shade and take from outer V to inner corner small strokes. You can see how I'm slightly, with small strokes, blending it back towards the inner corner. And going in once again with that MAC 224 and Cupcake, we are blending. No shadow left unblended here. We're just blending that all together to make it look a little more seamless. Now it's time to highlight that brow bone. We're going to take a concealer F70 brush from Sigma and this Mirage shade by Makeup Geek. You can buy this shade individually, but I just have it in the Vegas Lights palette. But anyways, we're taking that right underneath the brow bone. I feel like this is the perfect brow bone highlight because it's not too intense. So it's not taking away from anything, and it's not so eye-catching that it's drawn away from the look. So we're just going to blend that in there. I'm even going to use my finger. And now for my favorite part, the one and only Poison Gel Liner from Makeup Geek. I am taking this on a small angled Sigma brush, E65, and I'm just going to start that wing. I'm going to start in the center of the lid, and I'm going to work in small strokes working from the inward out. And then I'm going to move inward while still working inward out, if that makes any sense. I'm just going to continue to do the small strokes until I get the line that I would like, and then I'll just go over that. Can we all just take a moment and appreciate how freaking pigmented and creamy this gel liner is? I mean, you can see it's not much of a struggle. I'm not struggling at all. This stuff is going on smooth as butter. And it's so pigmented, so you really don't have to go over it, but you can, obviously. I love it. Now we're going to start to drag that liner up to start creating our wing. You can kind of see I'm just taking it at an angle and just dragging it upwards to the desired point and height that I need it to be. Sorry about the forehead shot. So now I'm just kind of checking it out, but you'll see how I just kind of work it and piece it all together. And now I'm to the point where I feel like this tape is actually doing more harm than good. So I'm just going to take that tape off, and then I'm just going to maintain that crisp line by trying not to be too messy with it. But you can always clean it up later anyways if you do mess up. But so I'm really just kind of creating or going back down over that liner just to make it a little bit more vibrant. And I'm checking out the other eye to make sure everything's even, kind of evening everything up. But you can do however you prefer. I actually wish I would have made this line just a little thicker, but this is how it turned out, and I'm actually really happy with the look. So. And as you can see, my liners are sisters, not twins, which I am okay with. It just happens. I'm only human. But I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. So the last thing we need to do here is just smoke out the lower lash line with that Bitten shade and just blend it out with the Cupcake. And then we'll be done. And that wraps up this tutorial. I'm so glad that you hung in there all the way to the end. I really appreciate you watching and supporting me. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye!